Now we continue with Wagner operas, and this will be called Wagner 2. We are going now to the second opera that he wrote, and the name for this opera in German is Das Liebesverbot, which means forbidden love or love not allowed or love not to be completed. This will be called Wagner 2 because it's the second opera. And this also is based on Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. Now, it says here that this opera's performance originally was done on the 29th of March, 1836, in a theater, and it's a place and time is in the 18th century, and it has all of the people who are playing the parts, and the recording I have of it was done in 1962. And then it gives all the characters and all of the places where things occur. Now, in this particular opera, no other person writes about it except Wagner himself. So I will read you a little bit about what he says here. He says, I had taken possession of the subject from Shakespeare's Measure for Measure, which I, in keeping with my present mood, very freely reworked into an opera that I gave the title Das Liebesverbot. And then he said, gave me the keynote for my composition, which was primarily directed against puritanical hypocrisy, and such led to a bold glorification of free sensuality in comparing the subject with that of the fiend, though one can see the presence of the possibility of my developing into two categories in different directions, and so forth and so forth. Now he goes through that, and then there's another one quite long about what Wagner said, and this one is not only long but hard to read. But anyway, I talked there about the performance. But as I say, this is an interesting opera because it does talk about what is forbidden about love and whether it comes to pass or not. Now, of course, this will be Wagner 2 and be in the Mozart folder. But one thing about Wagner that is something that he wrote about, not just in this opera, but in many of them, because love was a main feature of what he wrote about. In fact, one of his greatest operas is about love itself, which we will get to later.